In today's video, I will be answering all your questions with regards to this one-step hairdryer. This is the Revlon. Welcome to my channel. I'm Andri. Today's video is all about this Revlon one-step hairdryer. I recently posted a video showing my first impressions on this, and I'm here to answer the questions that I have been asked. But before we get started, I invite you to subscribe if you haven't already. Whilst you're there, press the bell, which will notify you every time I upload a video. And remember, a thumbs up is always very much appreciated. Okay, let's get started. Cheers. Coffee is my morning wine. It's actually afternoon now, but still a little early for wine. So, well, cheers with coffee. This came from all the way in Australia from my friend Mimi, and it was part of my birthday gift, and my birthday is today. Happy birthday to me. Anyway, let's get on to this Revlon hairdryer. So I got asked a few questions about this. I will link that video below showing my first impressions. I didn't have great expectations, although this does get a lot of good reviews on YouTube, but I am really bad at doing my own hair. And if you've watched that video, I basically explained that I tend to go to the hairdressers on a weekly basis because I just cannot do my own hair. This has changed all of that. I blew my hair dry this morning using this, and only this. Again, I didn't use products. I prefer not to use products. The only thing I use is the Net Protective Spray. That's the only thing. I don't use a volumizer, straighteners or anything. But anyway, let's get on to the questions. I'm going to plug it in as well, just so I could give an example of things that I got asked, basically. Now, the reason I picked this up initially, I'd been looking at it for a long time, but it was greatly reduced and I thought it was a bargain, so I thought I would just pick it up. And I did ask at the time, I don't know if they're supposed to do this, but I said, if it's not suitable, can I return it? And they said, as long as you have all the packaging, yeah. So I probably thought I was going to end up returning it, but I love it. I don't use my hairdryer at all anymore. Okay, so Patricia asked me if did I find on the cool setting. She has this, she does enjoy it, and she says to me, she asked if the cool setting, if I felt it was louder than the rest of the settings. So that's at its hottest. That's the medium, and that is kind of lower in sound. Right, to me, the cold sounds just as loud as the hot. The only difference I can pick up on is the medium. Right, so it's as loud as the hot, I find it with mine. The other comment I got was from the Luxury Hybrid, and she said she loved it, but she felt sometimes her hair got so hot she couldn't touch her hair. As I start using it, I do feel it gets hotter, but what I will say to you is you can always turn it down to the cool setting and it won't be as hot. And I do find, talking about the cool setting, when I put the cool setting on, it's not cold air like with your, or at least with my hairdryer, the cool setting, it is cool air that's coming out. I find with the I mean, it's warm air. It's definitely warm air. It's not cold air that comes out of the cool setting. So you can change it, you know, from if you find it's making your hair too hot. But again, I do find with a hairdryer, to get the effect, I do find, you know, your hair does get hot with a hairdryer. And sometimes I feel, I mean, I can feel it burning my scalp as well when my hair's being dried. these things that I'm saying to you are not enough to put me off. The job that it does for me, you know, far outweighs, you know, my hair getting hot. I just don't leave it as long if I feel it's getting hot. And you'll probably see in that video when I was using the hairdryer that when I got to about this bit, I says, oh, my hair does feel hot. So when I do feel it gets hotter the longer you use it. Life of MC says that, and she's got really, really long hair, she said she got it basically burnt out the first time she used it. I've used it quite a few times now and it's still going strong. So let's talk about the pros and cons, and as far as I'm concerned, there's a lot more pros than there is cons. So I suppose one of the cons is if you are looking for a cool setting, as in cold air, you're not going to get it because the cool setting is warm. It does make your hair feel hot at times. I can't think of anything else, to be honest. I can't think of any other cons. Pros, it's a one-step thing. It's easy to use. You don't need to hold a dryer and a brush at the same time. It's basically, I mean, this is it. This is what you do. You know, yes, you have to section your hair, but it's really, really easy to use. And again, I will link my first video below where you'll see me actually using it for the very first time. Another advantage is it's great for holidays. Again, all you need is this. You don't need to take a dryer and a brush. It's lightweight. It does the job. You don't need to go in with straighteners. I haven't used any products. I did actually try using mousse, and I don't think it makes my hair any more bouncier with mousse, so I just use my protective spray. It dries your hair really quick. I think it dries it a lot quicker than using a dryer, or at least for me. It's easy to do the back. I used to find doing the back with a dryer and a brush really hard. With this, I find it really, really easy to do the back. I mean, you can section it and kind of work your way like so. I mean, it's really easy when you section it just to take the back section and do it. Whereas if you've got the dryer, and then the brush to roll it over, and it gets really hard to do it like that with the dryer. Whereas doing this, it's as simple as that. Or you can grab that bit there and just roll it in, hold it there, get the lift in the root and pull it out. Listen to me, I'm sounding like an expert doing hair. But I have found this really, really, really easy to use. Now, the other question is, how does this work with extensions? I don't have extensions, but what I will do is, I'm going to get Ruth, my daughter-in-law, who's a hairdresser, and she has extensions. So I'll either get her here on my channel to try it out with her extensions to see how it works, or I'll get her to upload a video on her channel. But whatever it is, I will eventually link that video below, because I personally, I don't have extensions, so I don't know if it's going to get caught up in your extensions. But I suppose it would work the same way as it would using an ordinary round brush and a dryer with your extensions. I don't see this being any different than a dryer and a brush. So me personally, I give this 10 out of 10. I just, you know, if I feel it's getting hot, I put it on a cooler setting. I don't keep it on my hair too long. So this is honestly a game changer for me. A total game changer when it comes to drying my hair, because I've never been able to get, you know, this smoothness. Like if you dry your hair with a brush and the dryer, you still get that frizz, and then you still have to go in with the straighteners. And then for me, because I'm not very good at using all these tools and things, I find the straighteners gives it too much of a straight look, whereas this, you know, it leaves you some bounce in your hair. I mean, I love it. I just love it. So that's my thoughts on the Revlon and the pros and cons on it. So yes, can get hot, so the longer you use it, I do feel it gets hotter, but then you just turn down the settings. I tend to go from the hot setting to the cool setting, because like I said, the cool setting is warm, and I'm repeating myself. So that's my thoughts on the Revlon One Step hairdryer. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more videos from me, I will link one here, and if you're not already subscribed, press the A right here, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Happy birthday to me!